also What is up, Guru Gang? If you are new, welcome to my channel. And if you haven't been a part of the gang, thank you so much for coming back, girl. Today, we are going to be jumping in to my empties from the month of September. Super excited, y'all, because I feel like I emptied a good amount of stuff, and it's time for me to go ahead and knock this thing out so I can get this stuff out of my house. So without further ado, y'all know how my empties go. I have a ton of different things and we're just gonna walk through everything. I'll let y'all know if it's something that I will repurchase, if it's a holy grail, if it's a fail. I definitely have some fails in here, y'all, that I'm actually very disappointed about. So without further ado, if you did not see my empties from last month, I will link that up top, or any other empties you might want to see. I have a whole empties playlist, so I will have that linked as well. And also, please do not forget to subscribe, y'all. Double check and make sure you are subscribed, because my 10K giveaway is coming up extremely soon. And I also want to thank you guys for officially getting me to 1 million views here on my channel. So with all of that said, I will also be doubling my 10K giveaway to include something for you guys helping me to hit that milestone as well. And I'm just so grateful and so appreciative. But let's go ahead and jump into it. As y'all can see, I'm already set up with the October vibes. I'm all about October. I love the fall. I love spooky season and getting into characters. So I have my little cat ears on today, girls. So let's just go ahead and jump into these empties, y'all. Quite a few wallflowers. I emptied 2 of these little warm apple pie duo packs, y'all. This is probably like one of my top favorite wallflowers. So if I can find this for SAS again for like super cheap, I think I got this actually, I think these were like $6. If y'all see my candle doing the most, I just lit it today. I'm a little scared. Hopefully these branches like don't catch on fire, girl. I don't know. But anyway, the warm apple pie, I absolutely love this one. It literally smells like an actual warm apple pie, and I just absolutely love this one. Throw was really strong. It was a great performer, and I went through 2 of these. And then here is this one. So I went through 2 of the warm apple pie wallflowers. I definitely need to restock on my wallflowers, y'all. So I probably will have a Bath & Body Works haul coming up here soon. I don't know that it would include any body care or not. Y'all know I have been on a Bath & Body Works no-buy for some months now, so I'm not sure if I'm going to break it just yet. We will see, but I definitely need some home items, so I definitely need some more wallflowers and candles, so stay tuned for that. And then there were also 2 other wallflowers in here that I emptied. Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, which is a classic gourmand fragrance from Bath & Body Works that smells like pumpkin pecan waffles, literally. And then this one, which I absolutely loved, the world famous pumpkin cinnamon bun. Sorry, y'all, there's a little hair on there. But yeah, I absolutely love this one, y'all. Like, this one was bomb. So all of these wallflowers hit, like, they're all gourmand fragrances, as you can see, but they just really put me in the fall spirit, the fall mood. Definitely need to stock up and go ahead and get some more of my cozy fall fragrances. And I also emptied a duo pack of pumpkin pecan waffles as well. So again, I clearly have favorites when it comes to fall. I usually always burn like the gourmand bakery type scents, and that is what I'm all about right now. So I definitely will be stocking up on a few more of these. Emptied 1 poor little hand soap. So I emptied this Perfect Autumn. This is definitely a true fall fragrance. I absolutely love this one. It's just a very fresh, like, cranberry. It smells like cranberry and like the forest or something. I don't know, but this is the perfect name for the Perfect Autumn, because that is actually what it smells like. It's like breezy autumn day. Like, that's just the vibes that it gives me. So I really love this soap. I just cracked open Marshmallow Fireside from this collection, and I think I got all of these last winter SAS for 75% off, y'all. So I'm stocked up on soaps. Like, I really don't think I'm going to be buying any soaps anytime soon. And usually when I do buy soaps, I buy them during SAS so I can get them for like $1. So yeah. Okay, y'all. Now, before I get into the Bath & Body Works candles that I finished, we need to talk about Forever Moods candle, right? Miss Jackie Aina's candles. Now, I am a huge Jackie Aina fan. Like, I'm all about it, all about supporting her. And I know there was a lot of controversy going on with like her candle brand at a certain point in time, because they just weren't performing, and there was just like a whole thing. So she apparently reformulated them, and this is like one of the newer reformulations of it. So this is the Forever Mood Champagne Showers. And to me, when I first got this, y'all, I hauled this in a Sephora haul, and it smells like Bath & Body Works Champagne Toast. It does. But for me, you guys, this candle gave me absolutely nothing, unfortunately. Like, I loved how it smelled on cold, and even the first couple of burns, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. But honestly, y'all, after the second time burning this, when I tell you the throw on this was almost non-existent, like I had to move it to my bathroom, which was a very small space, and it still was not doing anything. I had to burn this in conjunction with another candle. So unfortunately, I would probably not recommend this. I don't know if there are any other ones that may be better from the new, reformulation, but champagne showers, it was a fail for me, and I don't know that I would purchase any more candles like from her brand at this point. I would have to hear about one being like super, super highly rated, because her candles are expensive, and I'm just like, I don't want to be splurging on a candle if it's not going to give me anything. And yeah, those are just my thoughts on that. So I know a couple of you guys were wanting me to follow up when I first hauled this. So yeah, I'm unfortunately not a fan of this. Now let's get into the Bath and Body Works candle. So I finished this "'Tis the Season." Obviously, I'm all the way in the holiday spirit. Honestly, y'all, I really won't even say that. I think my candle stash has just gotten so small, so I've really been going through my candles that the only scents I have left are like holiday and fall candles. So those are just what I've been burning. But honestly, 'tis the season. Even though this is like a Christmassy smell, I feel like anytime you have a cranberry fragrance, it automatically is kind of like a year-round scent, and that's the vibe I get with this one. So this one's rich red apple, sweet cinnamon, and cedarwood. So apple, cranberry, like I feel like both of those are just kind of year-round scents. And this just reminds me of like Thanksgiving. Like, I don't know, something about just that rich red juicy apple smell, kind of those woody vibes. It just reminds me, it gives me the same vibes as the Perfect Autumn hand soap. Like all of those scents to me just kind of read the same after a while. So I love this one. I usually always repurchase this one, and this is one that I burn in the fall and in the winter. Also finished another sour melon drop. Y'all, this is my last one of this candle. I absolutely love this candle. The throw was amazing. It literally smelled like some sort of sour, like honeydew Jolly Rancher or something. It was super, super juicy. If you are a fan of like, this one isn't even in stores anymore, so I don't know why I'm telling y'all this, but if you do see this, because I think I picked this up for 75% off this last SAS, I wish I would have gotten more, because this reminds me a lot of Bath & Body Works Crisp Green Apple Candle, except it's replaced with a melon note and not an apple note. So that is what this one smelled like to me. Again, it was super, super bomb with performance. It burned well, and I just absolutely love the scent of this one. So, and this was also a room filler as well, which is getting increasingly more rare with Bath & Body Works candles. And I also finished another 'Tis the Season in a different packaging, so I'm not going to harp too much on it because, again, I just explained this one, but I have quite a few of these that I got for 75% off, and like I said, this is really just kind of, you can do this in the fall or the winter. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for, and I was in the mood for those scents that give you like Michael's arts and crafts store kind of vibes that push you in the mood for fall. So this was definitely one of them. I also finished this cinnamon sugared pecans. I absolutely loved this one as well. I think I emptied one of these before, if I'm not mistaken. It was either this one or the iced cranberry scone, but they both came from the same little holiday collection. And I really enjoyed this one as well. I don't think the performance was all that great, but it definitely smelled like those sugared pecans that you can get from like Trader Joe's that are like glazed and they have like the cinnamon on top. Like that is what these smelled like. And it smelled really good. I really enjoyed it. I would purchase this candle again if I saw it. I also finished this little single wick of raspberry tangerine. Now, usually, y'all, I'm really not a single wick kind of girl. I just feel like they never give me what I need them to give, even if I do burn them in a small space. So I usually burn 2 single wicks at a time. And I just have a few left in my collection that I want to just go ahead and run through, because I just don't see myself buying any more single wicks in the future unless it's a crazy great deal, like 75% off, which most of these were 75% off when I bought them. So this one was nice. It was definitely a sweet, like raspberry, citrusy, like sweet tart kind of smell. And I really did like it. Again, it just was not great with performance for me personally. And I find that that happens to me with most single wicks that I have. And this one I actually really did enjoy. This is the pink Prosecco frosting. This definitely smelled like some sort of sparkling Prosecco with like buttercream icing kind of like dropped into it. I don't know. It smelled really good. It definitely gives me similar vibes to Bath & Body Works Champagne Toast. It's just a little bit sweeter. It's got kind of like a confectioner sugar sweetness to it. And I did like it, but again, single wicks, they just don't do it for me. So I was burning this in tandem with the raspberry tangerine, and I did really like that combo together. But would I repurchase this in a single wick? Probably not, but I would repurchase this in a 3 wick if I saw it. Okay, y'all, now let's go ahead and jump into the makeup item, body care, fragrance, all of that good stuff, because I have some really, really good stuff in here, y'all. I'm like really, really excited. So I'm not gonna go in any particular order, but I am gonna have them kind of organized. So I think I wanna start with my body moisturizers. So let's jump into it. So my most exciting empty, y'all. My most exciting empty is the Fenty Skin Butter Drop. This is the limited edition holiday one. And I went ahead and finished this up, y'all, because if you guys follow any of my community posts, or if you're on social media at all and you follow Fenty Skin and Fenty Beauty, y'all will know that this was recently restocked for the holidays. They brought it back. So I was like, girl, I could go ahead and finish off what I had left of here. So y'all, this was my absolute favorite last holiday season, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. I'm actually going to put a little clip of what this looks like, you guys, because I wore this past weekend to a winery with some of my friends, and that was like the last little bit that I had left. And I wore these black sheer tights, and when I tell you, it was the most gorgeous, like subtle shimmer through the tights. It almost looked like my tights were like flecked with sparkles. It looks so cool. So hopefully I have a picture on the side or a video on the side so you guys can see, because I thought that was so beautiful. And I just love the smell of this. It literally smells like a very cinnamon, like doughy cookie. It just smells so incredibly good. And y'all already know I had to stock up this go round, because I do not want to go a whole entire year like trying to hold on to this last little bit. So I did go ahead and repurchase a couple of these. And then there's also a little mini trio set as well. So I will have that linked in the description box as well, because you can try all 3 butter drops. So I don't think they've brought back the Vanilla Dream one, like the full size just yet, but they did bring the full size of this one back. And then you can try the little mini trio that has a small one of the Vanilla Dream as well as a small one of the cinnamon, so you can see which one you like better and things like that. So I'm a fan of both personally, but I just absolutely love the formula. It's super moisturizing, and I also love that these are refillable, so I will be keeping this. I have 2 other containers, like the Vanilla Dream and the original, so I don't know if they have a refill for this one specifically, but either or, I'm going to keep this container in the event that I want to use this and put a refill in here, because we're all about being environmentally conscious, girl. Okay, but yeah, I absolutely love this. Can't get enough of it, and I already have my replacement on the way. Speaking of moisturizers that I absolutely love, I also finished my EOS Vanilla Cashmere, which honestly gives me very similar vibes to the Vanilla Dream Fenty. It's definitely like just a super cozy, yummy vanilla. There's literally nothing else I can say about it. This is just the perfect fall like moisturizer, because it layers really well with those very sexy woody vanillas. It layers really well with gourmand vanilla scents. Like, this is just good, and I find it to be very moisturizing without being overly greasy, and I just love the formula. So I actually don't need to repurchase this right away, because I got a couple of the little gift sets that they had of this for from Target last year. So I still have the one in like the little tube, but I absolutely love this, and I will be using it and having it heavy in the rotation for the fall. And then I also finished this Tree Hut Birthday Cake Body Butter. I really did enjoy this one. I think I finished the scrub in like another previous empty, so I don't feel that I need to repurchase this, but I do like it. It definitely smelled kind of like a fruity cereal, like Fruit Loops or something, and there was like a slight little citrus note to it. So I did like it. I think I was layering this with my Ariana Grande Moonlight perfume, which is going to be in this empties as well, but I was just wearing this to bed, and it just smelled like kind of sweet and cozy and inviting. So I don't find that I need to repurchase this. Like, this isn't like my ultimate favorite scent from Tree Hut, but I do like it. If I saw it like on clearance or something, I would probably pick it up. But yeah, the formula itself of Tree Hut's body butters, I definitely am a fan of, and I really, really enjoy them. But if I were to choose between this and like maybe that vanilla one that they have or some other scent, I would probably go for that, just because it's easier to layer with things. And this one definitely just had a very specific scent profile that I wasn't always in the mood for. So I'm glad I finished it. I don't feel like I need to rebuy it right now. And lastly, for moisturizers, I finished, this is something I think I talked about in my summer favorites video, but this is the Vaseline Cocoa Glow Body Cream. I absolutely love these. If you were lucky enough to find these in your Dollar Tree, Dollar General, please scoop them up, y'all, because I will have it linked per usual. I will have everything linked as I always do. But if you find these on Amazon, like these on Amazon, I think are like $5 or $6 versus if you find them at your local Dollar Tree, Dollar General, you can get them for $1. But definitely think they are worth it, y'all, because these little things last so long and they can fit in the tiniest of bags. And you can have, it almost kind of feels like I have a full-size bottle of lotion when I have these without the bulkiness of it, if that makes sense. But it definitely has that very sweet cocoa butter scent, and it has a subtle, super subtle shimmer. Like you can barely see it, but it just gives your skin a nice little sheen and shine. And I'm definitely a fan of these. I absolutely love this formula, even in the lotion, but this is definitely a little bit thicker and it's more of a cream. And I just love the size and convenience of these. I also have some scrubs in here, right? And I'm gonna just talk about the most disappointing one because this is from a brand that you guys know I rave and rant about, that I absolutely love here on my channel. And I just picked this scrub up recently in the most recent Ulta sale, and I had to try this out, and I am very disappointed. But this is the Hemp's Luxurious Shea Sugar Scrub in Age Defying Vanilla. Y'all, when I tell y'all, first of all, this does not smell, it has this weird vanilla smell. Like I wouldn't even say that it smells like vanilla to me. It just smells almost kind of like plasticky. I don't know. But whatever the smell was, I could barely smell it in the shower at all. And it wasn't something that I particularly wanted to smell like. But even past that, this original price I think is like $14, $15, something like that. I got it on sale, and I still don't think I would pay that much for it on sale because you only get 7 ounces versus if you pay for like your Tree Hut scrub, it's like $8 and you get twice the amount that's in here, maybe even more than that. And I feel like, y'all, I used this once in the shower and I was done with it. Like I just feel like there was hardly anything in here. It wasn't full to the top, and this is like the first Hemp's product that I'm just not feeling, I'm not crazy about. So I know they have this formula and some other scents, but honestly at this point, I don't even think I want to try the other scents because if I'm not feeling the vanilla, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be feeling the other ones. So yeah, unfortunately, this Hemp's body scrub was a fail for me. Now this one, more on a positive note, I did finish one of my Tree Hut Cinnamon Dolce scrubs. I already have a backup on the way because y'all already knew I talked about this in my favorites video and I was absolutely loving it. And this is bomb layer with the Fenty Cinnamon Butter Drop or the Vanilla Dream because this literally smells like cinnamon sugary cookies. So if you guys want to know the layering combo that I was loving with this, I will link that layering video up top because I just absolutely love this, y'all. And I'm going to have to get a few of these just to carry me through the year because this is definitely a scrub that I can use with a ton of my gourmand layering combos, and I am very much a fan. And then I also finished a peach sorbet. This was kind of like my last little hoorah for like summer fruity juicy fragrances, but y'all know I've already gone through like 2 or 3 of this scrub this year because I absolutely love it and was obsessed with it at one point when it first came out. This literally just smells like the juiciest of peach rings. And y'all, this has been empty for at least a month now and I can still smell it. So that just lets you know how the scent lingers. Like it literally filled up my bathroom. My bathroom is smelling like peaches and this just smelled incredible. So I was wearing this a lot with my Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid, and that was just like a go-to combo for me. So they need to come out with like a body cream for this, a shave gel. Like this is definitely my favorite like fruity scent from them right after Papaya Paradise. Okay, y'all. Now let's go ahead and jump into some skincare. So I did finish my Sephora collection. These are just their little cotton squares or whatever. And I talked about these in my last favorites video, which I will link up top if you did not see it. But I love these, y'all. I actually started using them to dry my face off after washing my face because I find sometimes with the full-size disposable towel, I feel like there's just so much like square footage on those things that I don't use the full thing and I feel like I'm being a little wasteful. But these cotton pads, and not only do I use, of course, to apply like my toners and things like that, but I started using them to dry my face off, and y'all, I absolutely love these things. So I will definitely be stocking up on these at the next Sephora sale because y'all know the VIB sale, I believe it starts October 27th for Rouge, and Sephora collection is automatically 30% off. So I will definitely be getting a few packs of these. I also finished this jumbo size of my Polish Choice 2% BHA exfoliant. This is literally my tried and true. This is one of those things that I literally cannot be without. And I actually got this on sale from one of the Nordstrom anniversary sales. So this lasted me a while because it came with this and a mini size. But usually for the VIB sale, Sephora does have a set like this as well. So I'm hoping that they do, because that is just going to be the perfect time for me to re-up on this. I'm not going to buy it right away because, again, the sale is going to be starting in like 2 weeks at this point. But I'm also using an exfoliant that I hauled in a prior Sephora haul. I think it's like the Moon Juice Acid Potion or whatever. So I'm trying to see how I feel about that. And, you know, I'm just going to use that until it gets time for me to repurchase this. But this is literally like my tried and true, cannot live without. Basically, if you guys don't know what this does, this really just helps with the overall texture and like resurfacing your skin, and also helping with fading dark marks and just giving you a more even skin tone. So highly recommend you guys get this in your life if you are unfamiliar with exfoliants and things like that. Now, also finished this Pacifica Glow Baby face lotion. This was okay. I don't think it was anything amazing. Like, I want to say this was on sale. And I don't know, it was okay. It was decent. It's not like a facial moisturizer that I feel like I need to repurchase. I do feel like it gave me a little bit of a glow, but overall, I just don't think it was anything incredible. Like, my number one holy grail, like vitamin C glowy moisturizer, is definitely the Sunday Riley CEO Afterglow, and I have been counting down the days to the Sephora sale so that I can re-up on that, because I feel like that is literally like my skin's holy grail, like brightening moisturizer, and I cannot wait to get that back in my collection. So this was just holding me over, girl, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing this. Now, y'all, this is actually an empty from my mother, and I'm going to tell you why I included this. So I got this because my mother loves J-Lo. She loves J-Lo, and of course, as she's getting older, she wants to make sure she continues to have her youthful glow. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get her something from J-Lo skincare line, and this is her That J-Lo Glow Serum. Y'all, this serum was $79. And I'm gonna tell you right now, my mother said that she would not purchase this. Like, it's not worth $79. She said that it was nice, but for what she wanted in her skin, she does not think that it was worth the price. And she said she achieved better results from using the Sunday Riley CEO Afterglow moisturizer than using this serum. And I think that moisturizer is right around the same ballpark as this, maybe even a little bit less. So if you have been considering getting the JLo Beauty Serum, coming from, you know, someone who is looking for that anti-aging glow, she said that she does not think it's worth $79. So y'all take that information with what you will, but we both highly recommend the Sunday Riley CEO After. Speaking of Sunday Riley, this is another product that I definitely feel has made it into my holy grail skincare category. And I have been, again, waiting for the Sephora sale so I can get the largest size, but this is a little travel size that I got for free, I think from Ulta or something, and I just used it to help hold me over, girl. But this is the Sunday Riley Good Genes Lactic Acid Serum. Y'all, I have told you before, I feel like I talked about this in a favorite as well as an empties, but I have never had a product fade my dark marks so fast and give my skin almost an instantly healthier glow than this. So this is 100% worth the price. Like, I cannot wait to get the largest size of this. Like, I really want to find a value set of this product, because this is a product that I can use on my face every single day. I have no adverse reactions, and I really just love how my skin looked when I was using this consistently. So girl, I definitely need this back in my life, and I will be restocking during the Sephora sale. Another skincare brand that I feel like is pretty slept on, and honestly, before I started getting into my super like high-end skincare, this was like my go-to skincare brand, and this is Mad Hippie. This is the 2-minute polishing mask, and this is basically kind of like a clay mask, and I really do love their products. They're definitely more in the clean beauty territory, and I really do love how my skin looks when I'm using their products. But again, I've just started using things that have a little bit more like higher concentrations of chemicals in them just for what I'm needing for my face. But honestly, I will probably go back to using this brand here and there just because I love how calming it is for my face if I'm irritated or if I have been using a lot of chemical based products. I just love this brand. You can find it at Ulta. I also really like their facial oil. I like their vitamin C serum. They just have some really great products, and I definitely think you guys should check them out if you have. Another skincare brand that I absolutely love. I actually was sent this from Good Molecules. They sent me like a little box with a bunch of their products, so I never got around to showing it to you guys, but y'all know that I have already been raving about this stuff. This is the Discoloration Correcting Serum from Good Molecules. I have gone through a few bottles of this at this point, and this is definitely another serum that I swear by. So usually if I'm using this and the Sunday Riley at the same time, since the Sunday Riley is a little bit more concentrated and has a higher like chemical active count, I usually use this during the day, and then of course always follow up with an SPF, because you don't want to use discoloration and like skin targeting serums without using an SPF, because it pretty much reverses the effects of what this would do for you. So again, as long as I'm doing that and I'm doing my full skincare, this absolutely helps you keep my discoloration at bay and just giving me a more even skin tone. And this is definitely very affordable compared to some other skincare brands that have given me very similar results. So if you have not tried Good Molecules, girl, I definitely recommend you get your hands on this specifically. But I also really love the toner as well that comes in this packaging, as well as their facial oil. The facial oil is really good too. I also finished this Do the Most little moisturizer from Onyx and Rose. If you guys did not know, I am an affiliate with Onyx and Rose, and they basically are a CBD company. They have a variety of things. They have like CBD related health supplements, but they also have skincare, and I do really like this. I just like how convenient it is, because it is a tube and then it has like this little pump. So I think I just kept this in my purse on like my no makeup days where I really just wanted to keep my face moisturized. I do already have another one of these open that I am using, and overall it's very calming for the face. I wouldn't say that this is like a super juicy moisturizer necessarily, but I do like to layer this with a facial oil sometimes, or if I'm using an SPF that's a little oily, I will use this as well. But yeah, it was pretty nice. It gave my skin kind of a nice, healthy, just even feel, but I wouldn't say it was anything crazy amazing. Like if you're looking for something super targeted, I really just like the convenience of it overall, and the fact that I could travel with it, throw it in my purse. I finished the Native Coconut and Vanilla little deodorants. I really did like this, y'all. There was a point in time that I did not really like the aluminum free deodorants, but I went through the little I went through the purging process of whatever, to where your body has to adjust to the aluminum free, and I actually ended up really liking this. And I was using this as a body spray as well, because it's a really sweet like coconutty vanilla fragrance, and I really like that. So also I take chlorophyll, so I find that I don't ever really have an odor necessarily, so I think that that really helped make this work even better. If I wasn't taking chlorophyll, I don't know that it would have had the same effect, but I do think that the chlorophyll helped me kind of navigate that like adjustment period where I was going from regular deodorant to using these. But overall, I would recommend this, and I do think I want to try some other scents as well that I used up. This is the La Roche-Posay Toluene Foaming Cleanser. You guys know I absolutely love this cleanser. I just recently restocked and got a full-size bottle at the last Ulta sale. So I think I just finished this because I was doing a staycation and I just needed something to wash my face with. And I was definitely a fan. I already have a full size of this, and I do not need to repurchase at the moment. Lastly, I finished this Trader Joe's little SPF lip balm. I'm sorry it's like rubbed off, but y'all, this lip balm is really good. Like, it's super moisturizing, and I think it also has either SPF 15 or SPF 30 in it, and it comes in like a pack of 3 or 4. So if you guys see this at your Trader Joe's, I definitely recommend picking it up. It was very easy for me to wear, again, on my no makeup days where I did not have any like lip gloss or lipstick on, where I really just wanted to protect my lips and keep them moisturized, and I really enjoyed this. Girl, oh my god, y'all, I did not realize how many empties I had. I always feel like I don't have a lot of empties until I sit down and I'm like, oh my god. So okay, let's go ahead and jump into makeup. So I also finished this Garnier Micellar Water. Honestly, I completely forgot that I emptied this, y'all, because had I remembered, I probably would have went ahead and re-upped and got the really big bottle from Ulta when it was on sale. I do need to repurchase this at some point. This is the only micellar water that I like from this line. I don't really like any of the other formulas that they have. This is just the one that gets my makeup off the easiest, the best, and I was using this I was using this in tandem with my Sephora little cotton pads, and I feel like I used only one of those and I was able to get all my makeup off. So yeah, tried and true, will forever repurchase. So heartbreaking, but I already know, again, during the Sephora sale, I'm going to pick up the value set because I usually do have this setting spray in a value set every holiday season. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Setting Spray. Y'all, literally every makeup look that you guys have seen in my past few videos, I have set with this. I even set my primer with this before I apply my makeup, and I just love it. Like, there's nothing else I can say. And I know that they also have this in a jumbo size as well. So depending on what value is better, I'm either going to get this in the jumbo size during the Sephora sale or get the value set. But yeah, this is another tried and true holy grail. I don't even know why I stopped using it. But yeah, she will be coming back to my collection ASAP. I also finished my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal Blurring Balm. Y'all, I was not expecting to fall in love with this the way that I did. But when I tell y'all, my makeup literally stays in place. I don't get oily. I usually get really oily in my T-zone after a couple of hours of wearing my makeup. That is not the case with this. And this in tandem with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Spray, my makeup looks are just, they last all day. I feel like I don't really have to go in and do too much touching up with setting powder. And I've just been absolutely loving this. And the formula itself is just super, super innovative. So I will definitely be repurchasing this as well during the Sephora VIB sale. Also emptied this Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This was literally my favorite bronzer stick in the summer, y'all. And I'm using another one right now that is not as red of an undertone, but this is the Always Sunny. And as you can see, y'all, I was trying to scrape that thing out because I literally was obsessed with this bronzer. This formula is so creamy, so easy to use and blend out. And I absolutely love this. Some days I would use just this in a skin tint to kind of give me that radiant, like sunny summer glow. So I do think I'm going to repurchase this. I don't know for sure if I'm going to repurchase this shade because, again, like I said, it does have kind of a more reddish undertone. And I feel like in the summertime, I do have more of those reddish undertones, so it works better. But as we get into the cooler months, I do have more of a neutral yellowy undertone. My undertones definitely depend on the season, and it's very annoying. So I do want to repurchase this. I just need to find a more comparable shade for what my skin tone is going to be going into these cooler months. And lastly, y'all, lastly, again, something else I have to repurchase because this mascara, so amazing. I feel like I've talked about this in a favorites video as well, but y'all, when I tell y'all I was scraping this little tube because I was so sad that I was about to be out. But this is the Give Beauty Can't Stop Staring mascara. I'm trying to like get it to where you guys can read it. But this is Gwen Stefani's brand, and I've told you guys before, I absolutely love this mascara because of the little end. It's so good when it comes to pulling out those bottom hairs of my lashes. And anytime you guys see me with like really pronounced bottom lashes, this is the mascara that I had used. So I know a few of you guys had asked me that in some prior videos. This is the mascara that I have been using, and I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. So I will be repurchasing this as well as soon as the Sephora sale starts. Also finished this e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Cleansing Balm. This, y'all, is probably one of the best makeup cleansing balms that you can get for the price. Y'all know e.l.f. is already super, super affordable, but I will forever repurchase this. I do wish that they offered this in like a larger size because it does seem like I can go through this in like 3 or 4 uses. But I absolutely love how easily this gets my makeup off. And again, it is super, super affordable. So this is one of those items I would probably buy like 2 at a time just because they're so inexpensive. But I just wish that it came in a larger size. But other than that, y'all, I absolutely love this. This gets my makeup off just as well as any other like super expensive makeup cleansing balm. And yeah, this is definitely one of those products that like you do not have to break the bank for. Something else from my favorites video. This is the Caudali. I never know if I'm saying this right, but this is the Grape Water Facial Mist, y'all. I absolutely love this. When I tell you I'm about to be on the hunt for this in a large size, because not only did this help with like keeping my face moisturized while I was applying my skincare steps, but the mister on this thing, like the way that this came out in such a nice even stream, like you don't think you care about stuff like that until you start using it and you're like, wow, like I really appreciate that. So I will definitely be repurchasing this as well. If you guys don't use a facial mist, it is definitely very beneficial to helping all of your skincare products absorb evenly throughout the steps, and it just helps to lock in the moisture of your face. And I also finished my Ulta Juice Infused Lip Oil in Pineapple. I was using this all summer. I absolutely love their lip oils, and this is another product that you do not have to splurge and break the bank for. I just love the smell of these. I like the peach one as well, so I do want to get a few more of these because I think this may have possibly been my last one, and I really just like the formula. It's not sticky. It moisturizes your lips, and it just gives your lips a nice kind of like luscious, juicy look without being overly sticky like some lip glosses. I also finished some hair care products. Yes, I normally don't have a ton of hair care products in my stuff, but I do have a few today. Two of them are from the same brand. So I finished the Adwoa Beauty. This is the Bow Mint Leave-In Conditioning Styler. And then I also finished the Moisturizing Shampoo. Y'all, I absolutely love this brand, and I'm so glad that they are sold in Sephora because this is another item I will be repurchasing through the sale, y'all. My hair drinks this entire line up, like the moisturizer, the conditioner, the oil as well, the hair oil. Y'all, like if you have natural hair, I highly recommend checking this out. It's very refreshing and leaves your hair feeling very clean and just moisturized, and I just highly recommend it. And not to mention, it is also Black owned. So yeah, I just love this brand, and I cannot wait to go ahead and restock on these. And I also finished this Maintain Dollar Curl Club Hydrating Detangling Conditioner. I really like this. I think I was actually sent this in PR, so I will try to find a link for it. Hopefully I can, but I did really enjoy it. I thought I was gonna have the shampoo finished as well, but I did not. So would I repurchase this? Yes, but I don't think this is something that's like super easily accessible in stores. Like this is something you would have to order online. And when it comes to hair care items, that's kind of a deal breaker for me sometimes, just because with hair care stuff, I would prefer to run out and go to the store and grab something instead of having to order it. So yeah, that's the only drawback, but I did really like the consistency of it and how my hair felt after using it. I also finished two of my tried and trues. This is the Eco Styler Olive Oil and Shea Butter with Black Castor Oil. Now, next to the original Eco Styler in the green container, the olive oil one, this is definitely my next favorite in terms of how well it holds my hair and slicks my hair down without making it feel weighed down. So I do really like this one. If I'm not using the olive oil one, I'm usually using this one. And then I also finished this Cream of Nature Argan Oil Perfect Edges. I do really like this when I am trying to slick down my baby hairs, because I find that it does hold my baby hairs down without having a super sticky residue. So I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this because I don't particularly love the edge control that I'm using right now. And I definitely really enjoy this. Also finished these Honey Pot Sensitive Wipes. Y'all, I was actually using these a lot to like wipe my face, because I find since they are made for the sensitive areas of our body, our face being one of them, this actually took my makeup off really well, especially if I put micellar water on the wipe. So if your skin's feeling dry and you don't necessarily want to go in with a, dry cotton pad, even if you put micellar water on it, this is another workaround to kind of help your face stay like hydrated while you are removing your makeup, and I really like these. I finished two of my favorite mouthwashes. This one I just kind of forgot about, honestly. I forgot I had this open. So this was like my holy grail, tried and true mouthwash for the longest time until I discovered this one, which is now officially replaced it. Just the taste, the longevity of my results, like I will repurchase this one 100 times over. I absolutely love this one as well as the one in the blue container. But honestly, y'all, both of these are great mouthwashes if you are really wanting something that's going to keep bad breath at bay, especially if you are a coffee drinker like I am. I just absolutely love these, but I just feel right now this one is definitely my number one. So finish this Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. Y'all, I usually use this soap. I usually use this soap to either wash my piercings or like the sensitive areas of my body because it is a mild unscented soap. I also use this to wash my makeup brushes, but the only drawback with this is it is very hard to wash out of certain makeup brushes. So if you do use this to wash your makeup brushes, it does a great job, but you really only want to use a little bit. I would actually recommend putting like a little tiny bit of this on like a makeup brush mat and foaming it up and not putting the actual soap directly on the brush, because it's going to take you forever to rinse that filmy, soapy like texture off of the brush. So that is the only thing. But if you do plan on using this to wash your makeup brushes, I definitely highly recommend it. And then I also finished a few supplements as well. I finished this Slippery Elm. Y'all, Slippery Elm is a staple in my health and supplement routine, which I know y'all, I know I'm still behind on doing the video of the supplements that I take every day, but it is coming. I'm just trying to get caught up as best I can. But this, y'all, helps so much with acid reflux, and it really just helps like everything to move smoothly, if you catch what I'm saying. So there are also some, you know, other benefits as well, girl, if you need some help in that department. But I was taking this for my acid reflux because I was having the worst acid reflux for quite a while. And since I started taking this, it has gotten so much better and my overall digestion has improved. So I will definitely not be without these. Also finished these My Kind Organics Garden of Life Women Once Daily Vitamins. These are definitely like probably in the top 5 of women's multivitamins that I will usually repurchase. I actually like to take the vitamin code from Garden of Life, but the only issue with those is even though I have the best like energy levels and hair and nail growth and just overall health benefits with those, they are a lot pricier. So usually if I don't want to splurge on those, I get this one, and you can pick this one up from like Target. Okay, y'all, let's get into the fragrance. Let's finish off strong with the fragrance that I finished. Like I'm so hyped looking at all these, y'all, because y'all know I have been acquiring quite a lot of new fragrances. So I'm always so excited when I can get equally as many moved out of the collection so that I don't feel as guilty about purchasing so many new ones. Little fine fragrance mist, this little mini of Mary Cookie, which is basically Bath & Body Works Christmas cookies. I am all about being an advocate for wearing specific types of scent profiles, you know, in specific seasons, but to me, Christmas cookies has always given me a year-round vibe because it is an almond cookie fragrance. And that kind of aligns with gourmand scents that I wear year-round anyway. So I can wear Christmas cookies in the summer and it's not like too much. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people like hear Christmas cookies and they're like, girl, why are you wearing that in the summer? Like, this is primarily an almond fragrance. There's a little bit of caramel in there too, but for the most part, I just get a really like doughy almond. And I like to wear scents like that year round. So I was very happy to go through one of these. This is definitely a super easy layering fragrance if you like those sweet almonds. The perfumes. Let me start with the travel size little small sprays, and then we'll move into the full sizes that I finished up, girl. So the most exciting one, which is already one that I have purchased a full size bottle of, if you guys saw a more recent video where I was talking about a bunch of new fragrances, but this is Burberry Goddess. I did go ahead and finish up a full travel size spray of this, and y'all already know I absolutely love this. I talked about this in a favorites video, and this is just such a nice, easy vanilla. I will say the longevity is definitely not the best. I did find myself having to constantly respray this, but I do feel like since I have the full-size bottle, I think the full-size bottle is going to mature and age, and the vanilla is going to deepen and get the scent to last a lot longer. So I'm okay with the fact that it does not last. Again, this is just a really easy throw on and go reach for me. And if you guys want to hear my full thoughts about this fragrance, I will link my review up top in the cards if you guys want to hear more in depth. But will I repurchase this? Absolutely. I already have a full size. Also finished this Gourmand Beauty Cherie Cerise. This is like their little cherry fragrance. This one was okay. It smelled like a cherry sweet tart to me. It wasn't anything that I feel like I need a full size bottle of. This is a brand that I do really enjoy, and I have a few fragrances from them, but this is definitely not a must-have for me. This is just kind of a basic fruity cherry scent. It didn't do anything amazing for me. It kind of, you know, is one of those scents that like if you want something super candy sweet, sure, you can try this one out, but it didn't do anything amazing for me to warrant buying a full-size bottle of. I also finished my Bath & Body Works Fall in Bloom. Y'all know I absolutely loved this fragrance last year, and I got quite a few of the little mini perfume pens. And y'all, this thing is strong. Like this little perfume pen from last year, this lasted a good few hours on me, to the point, y'all, where even when I took a shower, I could still smell this on myself. So I absolutely love this. This is such a nice, juicy plum kind of green type of vibe. And this definitely smells very close in scent to Burberry Her Eau de Toilette. It's just a very juicy, sexy green floral fragrance. And I really enjoy this, and it was getting tons of compliments every time I wore it. So I think I have one more perfume pen of this, but I do still have 2 full-size fine fragrance mists of it. And I will just continue to wear this throughout the fall. On to the full size fragrances that I finished, y'all. I finished 7 full size perfumes. Like, that is insane. So the first one that I finished is this Dossier Ambery Cherry, which is a dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And I really love this one, you guys. This definitely was a spot on dupe. It smelled really good. It lasted a really long time, and it garnered me a ton of compliments. So if you guys have never tried anything from Dossier, I definitely highly recommend them. And this one, as well as the dupe for Love Don't Be Shy, the Floral Marshmallow, I have emptied recently here, and I do really enjoy them. I don't know that I would repurchase them right now, just because I have so many new fragrances coming into my collection and I don't want to be repetitive. But I did recently pick up a brand new cherry fragrance that I will be hopefully reviewing in one of my next few videos. So stay tuned for that. But I do really enjoy this, and I think this is a great pickup. You can pick these up from Walmart now as well. And yeah, I just think this is a great value for the money. They're very long lasting. And these are one of those dupe houses that really show you do not have to splurge on these scents if you don't want to. I also finished a perfume that, honestly, y'all, at one point, this would definitely fall in that territory of like perfumes that would be my signature scent or things I would always repurchase. This is Mont Blanc Signature, and I absolutely love this fragrance, you guys. This is definitely one of my most easy reach, most worn perfumes, because you guys know I am a huge citrus vanilla lover, and that is what this fragrance is. It is a very creamy, lactonic, citrusy, vanilla, musky fragrance. And those are some of my favorite scent notes, and it just smells so good. It smells clean, it smells sweet, it smells sexy without doing too much, and I will forever reach for fragrances like this, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to repurchase this because I have gone through so many bottles, and I do feel like at a certain point, even with your signature scents, when you wear them so much, at least for me personally, you do tend to grow out of the fragrances, and then you want to wear other things. So for me right now, y'all, my Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, which I will link that video up top in the cards, I did a full review on that fragrance. That is what's going to replace this fragrance for me, and I'm super excited to have it. So do I recommend this fragrance? 100 times over, yes, absolutely love it. You will get compliments nonstop, but I just have some other things that I want to go ahead and start wearing, and I probably will not repurchase this one for quite a while. I also finished 2 Ariana Grande fragrances. I finished Ari, which is her first fragrance, and this one was really nice, y'all. I really enjoyed this one. I think I was layering this with my Valentino Donna Born in Roma, and this is basically just a very sweet, marshmallowy, girly fragrance. It's definitely an easy reach. It's definitely kind of like childlike, like not saying that in a bad way, but it's just one of those things you don't think twice about when you want to smell sweet and girly and fluffy and fun. And I would repurchase this, but again, like I said, I have so many fragrances right now that I'm trying to get through. But I do have the Valentino Donna Pink PP, and that definitely gives me a very similar vibe to this fragrance. So if I'm in the mood to wear something like this, I will probably reach for that. I also finished Moonlight, which unfortunately, y'all, I would definitely not repurchase this one. I do find that I love the scent profile of this one because this gave me that same fun, flirty, fluffy, marshmallowy vibe as Ari. But this one has a plum note, and it's just a little bit more powdery and sexy smelling than Ari is. But my only issue with this one is the longevity was absolutely terrible. So that is how I was able to go ahead and finish this up, because I think I was wearing this to bed with my Tree Hut birthday cake body butter, and it smelled really nice, but it just did not do enough for me to want to repurchase this in a full-size bottle. So I'm glad I got to experience it, but I would not repurchase Moonlight, unfortunately. This is another fragrance that would be in the same category for me as Mont Blanc Signature. This is the original Chloe EDP. This is a fragrance that is very nostalgic for me, y'all, because this is one of the very first fragrances that my mother introduced me to, because my mother always wore perfume growing up. And so I would always kind of get her run off. Even when I started wearing my Bath & Body Works stuff, like every now and then I would want to wear her perfumes. And I want to say maybe like middle school, early high school is when I started to really get into perfumes heavy. And Chloe EDP, Mugler's Angel, like since Versace Bright Crystal, Versace Yellow Diamond, like those types of scents, those were usually the scents that my mom would wear and pass down to me. And so this was one of them. And this is just such a gorgeous, beautiful, fruity floral fragrance. This just smells womanly. It smells fresh. It's not too much. It's not like one of those rose fragrances that's going to choke you out or smell old and outdated. This just smells feminine. It just smells really beautiful, really gorgeous. And I would definitely repurchase this fragrance. But again, I've used it so much that I think I've just grown tired of this specific scent profile. So if you are a fan of Dior fragrances like Miss Dior and stuff like that, and you haven't tried any fragrances from Chloe, I would highly recommend just trying the original Chloe, because this is a very beautiful fragrance and you will definitely get compliments as well. Finally finished my Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62 Eau de Parfum. I absolutely love this scent, y'all. This is just like sweet summer in a bottle, period. Like, it just smells really good, really sweet, really seductive, super easy to layer with any and everything. But the only reason I would not repurchase this, you guys, is honestly, I feel like you can get the exact same effect from the body mist version of this, and the body mists are just way less expensive than the perfume. So you can absolutely get away and have the same exact scent profile by purchasing this in the body mist, and I don't think you need to splurge and get the perfume. But I really did enjoy this, and I was reaching for it quite a lot this summer, so I was glad that I was able to finally finish it up. That I finished, you guys, is one of my Middle Eastern fragrances I actually spoke about in my Middle Eastern fragrances that I recommend for fall video, so definitely check that out. But this is Dalal by Al Rihab. Now, I originally hauled this, you guys, I want to say maybe this year in like February, and when I first got this, y'all, this fragrance was giving me very much nothing. Very much nothing. I could barely smell anything. But the longer that I had it and let it sit, which is what I recommend you guys do with all of your Middle Eastern fragrances, like give them a chance, spray them out, let them sit. This turned into a really nice caramelly citrus fragrance. Like, some days I was getting a lot of caramel. Some days I was getting this really sweet orangey smell. And I really enjoyed it. But this definitely was not anything strong or beast mode. So I did find that I was wearing this as more of a cozy indoor, out of the shower, going to bed, like one of those fragrances. Or I would just throw it on to like run errands or whatever. But this was not anything like crazy amazing. And honestly, this smells very similar to my Juicy Couture Gold Couture, which I have a full-size bottle of. So do I think this is a great value for the money? Absolutely. But I personally do not see a need for me to repurchase this and add it back into my collection. I did enjoy it while I had it, but it did not really have enough of a wow factor for me to feel like I need to repurchase it, as I have other things in my collection that remind me of it. But I do think this is a great introductory like Middle Eastern fragrance if you want something easy that you don't have to think twice about, especially if you like gourmand fragrances. All right, you guys, that is it for this Empties, y'all. This is probably like my biggest Empties in a while. Like, I feel like I went through a lot of stuff. I feel like I've been talking for like an hour. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Please do not forget to subscribe, and make sure you are subscribed so that you can participate in my 10K giveaway. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.